So Forest theme this summer is quite simple. Be linked to the player from a club and then go shopping for a couple more in there, because we got another Juve link. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your Forest transfer news. Coming up, we're going to talk to you about the latest links in the transfer window, and this involves a left back that I would give my left leg for, quite literally. I think he is that good. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you're new to Forest Fan TV. Have your alerts on as well. Whenever there's news, as you guys know, we'll break it, be it during the day, middle of the night, or whatever. And if you want some extended key information, if you want those videos that no one else is seeing, go check out our Patreon. Scan the QR code that's there, or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. And I got an interesting video on there on the whole Textor Marinakis thing with some insight in there. So make sure you go check that out. But we're here for the transfer news. So let's kick this off. So we know that Forest are linked with a couple of players from Juventus. We've got Douglas Luiz, who I really like. Vlahović, the link from yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave it on the end screen. And now we got Cambiaso, their left back. And what a left back he is. I rate this guy very highly. He's like 5-star weak foot as well, so can play on the left hand side and the right hand side quite comfortably. It really depends what you want to do with him, because he tends to, in my opinion, likes to invert quite a lot into midfield. So sometimes for him, coming from right back position, inverting in, opens him up onto his stronger foot. But left foot, right foot, it doesn't really matter with him. He's a proper 5-star on both feet. So that's the player we're linked with. Now, he's had massive interest from the likes of Liverpool and Man City. In fact, Man City were trying really hard to get him in the January transfer window from Juventus, but Juventus kind of held strong against it and didn't give him up. Liverpool as well were interested in him, but it looks like they're going with the left back from Bournemouth at the moment, Kirkes. So that leaves the space open for Forest, and Forest are very interested in him. However, he does not come cheap. He's under contract until 2029 with Juventus. There's been some rumours going around about a contract renewal and that it wasn't going to go through and what have you, but that, as far as I can see, is all rumours and kind of headline and column inch fillers. But Juventus would not want to sell him. Their ideal stance is to keep him because they think that they can build, well, a part of their core team around him. So getting him out of Juventus would cost Forest probably in and around 35 to 40 million euros. So about 30 to 35 million pounds. But this guy is elite level for me when it comes to left backs and left wing backs. And to be honest, he can play right midfield. Honestly, this guy is so versatile. You look back at his historical stats. So he started at Genoa, and then he went to Bologna. Well, he was bought by Juventus for 13 million euros. He went on loan to Bologna for a season, I think it was, just looking here. And then since then, he's been back at Juve for the last couple of seasons and pretty much a mainstay in their first team. Now, we know there's a lot of financial pressures under Italian clubs right now. You got AC Milan, who missed out completely on European football. They may have to do a fire sale. Juventus, if you believe the rumours, are struggling themselves as well when it comes to finances. So if Forest were to come with an offer that was somewhere close to their valuation of the left back, then potentially what you could see is Juventus will be forced into selling him. However, if we talk about the player himself, Andre doesn't really want to leave Juventus. He's not looking for a move. It's not like, say, Vlahović, who really does want to play in the Premier League. He's quite happy where he is. Now, that doesn't mean he's like turning up his nose to Forest or anything, but a move isn't really on his radar. It would be a bit like when we sold Brennan Johnson. He wasn't really fishing for a move, but needs and must meant that he had to sell. And this could be a similar kind of thing when it comes to Cambiaso. So would I take him at Forest? 100%. Look, I think Nico Williams has been brilliant this season. He's been, for me, the most improved player. But when you're leveling up to Cambiaso, it's a no-brainer. But this transfer window could start to get very expensive very quickly. Obviously, Forest have only parted with 20 million euros so far. Well, technically 30, depending on which deals have been done with Botafogo. But if we're looking at someone like Douglas Luiz, that's going to cost us a bit of money. Vlahović is going to cost us about 30 million. You've got still Vissa on the cards. That's going to be a 30 to 40 million pound spend. And then if you're looking at Cambiaso, you're looking at another 30 to 35 million for a left back. Now, some people would say that's too much to spend on a left back. But when you're tearing up to this level, I think it's worth it. And then, of course, there's the whole Eze rumours, which I'm hearing good things about, by the way. That would be another 50 to 60 million pounds as a bare minimum. The Forest could be looking to shell out about 100 to 150 million pounds comfortably. And the idea is at the moment that we're not looking to sell any of our big names. So the links with Elanga and Newcastle, as I said on yesterday's video, Elanga's not pushing for a move. Forest are under no pressure to sell unless 70 odd million comes in for him. They ain't interested to move him on. Morgan Gibbs-White, he's not looking for a move. He's quite comfortable and happy at Forest. Again, same scenario. It would need 75-ish million to get Forest to even, start talking or contemplating about it. There's no links with Murillo going anywhere. It looks like he's happy to stay. Milenkovic sells, etc. I mean, the whole team seems to be quite settled and stable. And I like that because you don't want to do a mass overhaul again in the summer. What you want to do is identify who your key players are and then fill in the gaps in between. Forest will definitely need a couple of wingers. I think we're still weak on that left-hand side. If Elanga stays, I think we need better backup to him than a Jota Silva. So I'm liking the Yilmaz thing. That's gone a little quiet at the moment, but it should rekindle itself shortly. So overall, you want Forest to pick and choose these players. I'd be quite happy for Forest to sign 4, maybe 5 players, but put a lot of dollar bills on that table to get those players over the line, rather than look at 7 or 8 players, all about 15 to 20 million each. And that for me isn't where we need to be right now. If the core of the team, as I'm hearing, is to stick together, then splashing out on that extra tier level of quality is what Forest need to do. Now, the problem is the attractiveness of Forest to these players. Can Forest offer them or seduce them in with Conference League football? That's another question in itself. Europa, probably. Champions League, definitely. But with how the season finished, those options are off the table, and Forest are going to have to do this the hard way. But if there's one person I trust to do it, it is, of course, Marinakis. So for me, on this Cambiaso one, the links are coming out of Italy. It could be a lot of smoke and mirrors. Maybe Juventus looking to see if they can push him on. But this player is top notch. And like I said, Liverpool and Man City were both seriously tracking him. And Man City tried to get him in January and weren't able to pry him out of Juventus. So how much chance of Forest got? We will have to wait and see. I don't think this is one that gets done overnight. I think there's going to be a lot of flirting with Forest first. If they want to get Cambiaso, they're going to have to, roll out the red carpet, talk to him, because he's in no rush. So this is probably one I think, if it does happen, will happen towards the latter end of the window, not the start of it when it reopens again on Monday. But get your thoughts in on Cambiaso. Are you interested in him or not? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. Check out the Vlahović video, and we had a Grumpy Old Reds last night. I'll leave those on the end screen. And those exclusive additional videos are over for you on Patreon now. If you want to go and support us, scan the QR code or click on the link. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.